Hello everyone, if you are new, my name is Marin. Welcome to another reading vlog. This is going to be my vlog for round 7 of the Final Book Support Group hosted by Steph over at Steph Loves. Now it is technically Sunday, May 28th. This readathon actually started Friday the 26th, but I was at work until 6 o'clock on Friday, packing up my classroom. And then Saturday, I just really needed a day to do nothing. So I have not done any reading. So we are going to instead extend this vlog out for 4 days starting today. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it's gonna go up on Thursday. So let's chat a bit about what I'm currently reading. So the Final Book Support Group is supposed to be focused on series books, but I am working on finishing up an audiobook, which is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This should be done tomorrow. So I'm almost done. I've got like 15% left on the audiobook and I'm on part 9. So I've got this much left and it's going to be finished tomorrow. I'm not going to talk about this in this vlog except maybe to give like a cursory overview once I finish, because this is not really part of the Final Book Support Group, but it is something that I'm trying to read and get done. This was on my May TBR. So this is what I'm listening to. Today I am going to be starting the 17th Nancy Drew book, which is called The Mystery of the Brass Bound Trunk. Now all of the Nancy Drew books are available on Internet Archive, and this includes like the original published versions of the Nancy Drew book. So that's what I've been reading. So I'm going to check out 17 today, possibly finish it today. We'll play it by ear. The other thing I'm going to be working on is finishing up the Olympians graphic novel series by George O'Connor. So I'm gonna just hold this up. There are 12 installments, if you can see right there. I have read all of them except the last 3. So volume 10 is Hermes, volume 11 is Hephaistos, and volume 12 is Dionysus. So that will be what I'm working on, and then this will finish a series since it is the Final Book Support Group and you're supposed to focus on finishing series. I figured this was a really easy way to go about doing that. And then, assuming I finish the Nancy Drew book and those 3 graphic novels, which I should, I am also going to be starting House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is the first book in what is now a duology. The second book comes out later this year. This is a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and this is my buzzword pick for May. So haven't started it yet, just got it from the library. This one's a little bit chunkier, but it's got pretty good sized text, so I'm hoping that it will read pretty quickly and I can get it done by Wednesday, but we will play that by ear. So this is what we've got for this vlog. And I'm probably going to start another audiobook once I finish this one tomorrow. I'll chat about that if and when that happens. But that's what we're gonna do. Now it is 12:30. I'm going to eat some lunch here in a little while. And then my plan for today is just to do hour-long increments of doing things. So I'll read for an hour and then I'll do something else for an hour. Read for an hour, do something else for an hour. And that will get me through these for sure, because these only take like 20 minutes to get through. So these will definitely be done today. The Nancy Drew one might have to carry over into tomorrow, but I'm not sure because I don't really know how long that is. I can't remember, but I am off work tomorrow because tomorrow is Memorial Day. So we're gonna go ahead and get some reading done and just take care of like a couple chores. I have some laundry to put away, that kind of stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. Tomorrow I have some errands to run. I'll bring you along, but this is gonna be a very chill reading vlog and we're just gonna have a good time finishing off the month of May and checking some books off of my TBR. Hey y'all, it's quite a bit later at 6:30. I don't have much of a reading update because I got sidetracked as I tend to do, but I did finish Hermes, which is volume 10, and I really liked this one. So I've always had a soft spot for Hermes. His adventures are like some of my favorite. I find him very funny, very mischievous. He's not as out to get people as some of the other gods are, and I find that kind of refreshing. I feel like he's just in it because he thinks it's funny. He's not being malicious. So the stories that they chose to showcase in here kind of perfectly explain how I've always kind of viewed him. He's also the god of like everything. Him and Apollo have like so many different things that they're supposedly the god of, and I find that really, really funny. So really enjoyed this one, and now I'm gonna go ahead and turn my attention to this one, which is about Hephaistos, and I'm intrigued about this one because his story is quite a bit sadder than the rest of the gods and goddesses, and I'll be curious to see what exactly the author chose to focus on in here, but I will come back and chat with you about it. But yes, one down, 2 more of these to go. I am planning on finishing them tonight, but yeah, didn't get any other reading done. I did pull up the Nancy Drew book on Internet Archive, but have not actually started it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead, focus on these for the remainder of today, possibly read some of the Nancy Drew, but I was doing some other things that I needed to take care of, so I'm not too sad that all I've gotten read is this single 77-page book. So I will come back and chat with you once I have finished this one and share my thoughts. I am hoping that I really will enjoy this one, and I'm excited to finish the series off today. Hello everyone, happy Monday. It's 2:38. I'm back with a reading update. I actually have finished 2 books. One of them was the audiobook I was talking about yesterday. So I've officially finished Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and y'all, I'm the black sheep on this because I didn't really like this. I didn't really like it. I'm giving it 2.5 stars. There were some things that I enjoyed. I was not a fan of the main characters. Sadie in particular just rubbed me the wrong way almost the entire book. And I never felt emotionally connected to her or Sam or their relationship or anything that was happening in this book. I did find the parts talking about how the video games were created to be a little bit more interesting, but I never felt emotionally invested in this story. There's something that happens like 3/4 of the way through, and I know that it's supposed to like impact you, and it did not. So yeah, I don't really get it. I know everyone loves this, but yeah, it didn't do it for me. So 2.5 stars. Yikes. Anyway, so that one's done. On to this one, which I also just finished. And I really liked this one. This is probably my favorite installment from this series thus far. So this is telling the story of Hephaistos, obviously, and it is told through storytelling via Prometheus, who is the Titan that steals fire from Mount Olympus and takes it back to humanity to give them fire after Zeus took it away from them because he felt slighted over something that happened, because when does Zeus not feel slighted? But I really, really liked this one. I think the way that he was portrayed in this book was very interesting. He's kind of like a gentle giant. He really just wants to create things, beautiful things for his fellow gods and goddesses, and he wants some respect. And he is not given respect at all from like the moment he's born, and he still turns out to be a pretty good overall god comparatively to the rest of them. So really liked this one. I'm giving this one 5 stars. So we also got a little look at Dionysus, who is the character in the final installment. Let me kind of open it up. So he's right here. So we got a little look at him, and then his story is the last installment. So I'm going to finish that off and we'll cross the series off. So what else have I been up to? I did run some errands, as you saw. I had to go to Michael's to pick up a container to put the rest of my WordWork centers in. because I managed to pack all of them up except for like a handful. So I went and got another container that's big enough to hold the puzzles, because that's really what the problem was. The puzzles are kind of big. They didn't fit in anything else I had. So I picked up a container from Michael's. They didn't have the one I wanted, but I found one that'll work. Then I went to the pet store because I needed to pick up some more millet sprays. You can see right here, if you have a hamster, they love these. My little one loves these. And he went through like a big giant bag since I've gotten him. So I've had him over a year. So I had to purchase another bag. I went with the smaller ones because he's very, very tiny. So picked that up. Then I went to Target. I did find another dress. I pretty much collect these dresses. So it's this nice pink color. It is from the Knox Rose brand. I have talked about this brand before. This is my favorite Target brand, but they've got these dresses that they come out with every season, and they look like this. They're very simple, very comfortable, nice, lightweight, because they have this kind of, you can see like this wrinkled texture. They don't show wrinkles very much, I guess, and I love these. So I picked this one up. This is a new color that they've got out for this season, and I'm gonna wear it to work tomorrow. So picked that up, and then I just got a couple of things, some groceries to get me through this week, because I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have to go in Friday, but I don't think it's full day. I think they're gonna let us leave once we're checked out. I need to do my report cards. I haven't done that. I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna work on it during my plan tomorrow, because I just don't feel like doing that today. I want this to be like a chill, no work kind of day. But anyway, yes, another book done. I'm going to read Dionysus, come back and chat with you about it, and then hopefully start the Nancy Drew book, because I did not start that yesterday, because as it tends to go, I got sidetracked. As I'd mentioned, haven't even started that, but it's a quick read. So even if I can't finish it today, I should definitely be able to finish it tomorrow night, and then hopefully be able to start House of Salt and Sorrows before the end of the month. I will not be able to finish it, but hopefully I can start it. And then I'm also going to be starting a new audiobook tomorrow, which I will talk about tomorrow. So I'm going to take a bit of a break. I need to take care of a couple things. I want to do some mindless gaming for a little while, and then I will read Dionysus and come back and chat about it. So I will talk to you later. Hello everyone, it's 6:24, so I have another reading update for you. I did finish Dionysus, the New God, which is the final installment in the Olympian series, so checking off another series from my TBR, and I felt like this was a really solid way to end the series. So if you are not familiar, Dionysus was the last god to be added to like the pantheon, the Olympic pantheon of main gods, and Dionysus's story is told through Hestia, who is right here. She's the goddess of the hearth. She was initially one of the 12 gods who had a throne on Olympus, but she trades or gives up her throne so that Dionysus can join the pantheon. So it makes sense that she's the one telling their tale. I say there because I don't know if this is exactly how this story worked, or if this is just a version that the author decided to go with, but Dionysus was born a girl, and then as they are given a second childhood, they live that one out as a boy. So I do think that they refer to Dionysus as he or him at the end, but that is not how this character started, which I didn't realize, but here they are. They are the goddess of wine. So the color palette for this one was lots of purples. That was one thing I forgot to mention. In this one, obviously, we had lots of reds and oranges because Hephaistos is the god of fire. That's typically how George O'Connor did his color palettes for each of these, with the exception of Hermes, and I think I mentioned that already. But Yes, really enjoyed this one. Some backstory on Dionysus that I was not familiar with. I'm not as familiar with the stories involving Dionysus, and so it was interesting to kind of learn about a few of them. And also this gives Hestia's background, which is nice because she was one of the original 12. So it's nice to get a little bit of information on her. The one god that they did not, or that he did not cover in the series was Demeter. And while she shows up in other books, particularly Hades installment, it's odd that she doesn't have her own book because all the rest of them do, but you know, whatever. I wouldn't mind if he wanted to go back and write one on Demeter. I would definitely read it, but this is the last one. So this one came out in 2022 and it's now checked off my TBR and this series is finished. So I have also started reading the 17th Nancy Drew book, which is The Mystery of the Brass Bound Trunk. I am reading the original version that was first published back in 1930, I think, but Applewood Books re-released them. Again, I'm reading them on Internet Archive. I'll link Internet Archive down below. They have a lot of books available for you just to read for free. You can borrow them, make an account, it's free. You can borrow books for up to 14 days. And that's how I've been reading these. But I did get to like page 52, 53. I'm like a quarter of the way through the book. So I do plan on doing some more reading of that tonight. But right now it's dinner time, so I'm going to go eat. And then I'll do a little bit more reading and come back and chat with you before I sign off for the night. I am not going to finish the Nancy Drew book tonight. I will finish it tomorrow, but I'm hoping to get like 50% of the way through. So I will come back and chat with you later.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Family Upstairs, a novel by Lisa Jewell.
Hey y'all, long time no talk. It's actually Saturday, June 3rd, so clearly I failed at getting this vlog up on time because it was meant to go up on the 1st, but that's not because I didn't finish reading the book that I was supposed to read. It was just that I was too lazy to actually edit the vlog. So this is gonna go up as like a bonus video. And you are now seeing that. So I did finish The Mystery of the Brass Bound Trunk by Carolyn Keene. It is the 17th Nancy Drew book, I think. 13, 14, 15, 16, yeah, the 17th. I have to count them out. It's the 17th Nancy Drew book, and I actually read this on Internet Archive, as I'd mentioned. So in this book, Nancy, Bess, and George are traveling to South America. It's actually Buenos Aires. They are on a boat, and Nancy's luggage keeps getting mixed up with this other girl's luggage with the same initials, and like a mystery ensues. So I quite enjoyed this one. I enjoyed reading the original version. I thought that that was kind of a fun way to like really look at how the books were initially written. I have read a few of the books in their original style, but it had been a while. So I enjoyed reading the original version. It's just a better, I think it's a better mystery. They really do cut out a lot of the plot, and they've actually redone the plots completely in some cases. So this one was the original story. I had a good time with it. Nancy's adventure was still a lot of fun. I'm giving it 3 stars because that's pretty much what I give all of the books. And now it's going to be on to the next one, which I will read this month in June. So let's do a little recap of what I read in this vlog and what I didn't read in this vlog. So I did finish the Olympian series with Hermes, Hephaistos, and Dionysus. I've already talked about them. I also just talked about The Mystery of the Brass Bound Trunk by Carolyn Keene, and I did finish Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Didn't like that one. I've talked about that as well, but that's not actually a series book, so I just want to throw that in there. The one book that I did not get to, that I was supposed to get to, that I was too lazy to get to was The House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig, which was supposed to be my buzzword pick for May. So I'm going to carry that over into June. You're going to see me reading it in my first reading vlog of June, and hopefully I can get back on track because did not do a good job with that one at all. Oops. Anyway, so yes, 5 books read in this vlog, 1 series completed, 1 series continued. Not too shabby for our final book support group readathon. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.